Celso Talks podcast. He's been in this game since 2016. Now he's in 2025 with a different podcast with live guests for the first time. Welcome to Celso Talks podcast. 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 Celso Talks podcast about to start with Celso Luis Santiago Jr. transmitting live from Dunkirk, New York. Welcome to Celso Talks podcast.
Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to another episode of Celso Talks podcast. It is November 29, 2025. And let me look at the time. Right now. It is 8:48 in the morning. Right? This is right? It is right. It's still dark outside. It is 8:40 in the morning. So good morning to everyone. Welcome to Celso Talks podcast. You know, I was thinking that maybe, I think I talked about this topic before, probably once or twice. Don't remember. But I'm thinking that coming in this podcast, explaining of why it is nothing wrong to, how can I say this? It is nothing wrong to support more than one NFL team. And I did explain that if you as a fan, as an NFL fan, if you want to, be a diehard fan of your own team, you can do it. It's no problem with it. And I think I'm not the only person that is being attacked. I have a lot of people coming to me saying, that there's a lot of fans out there that disagree with an NFL fan like me or like them to support more than one team. They call it bandwagon. They call it that that's not how the NFL works and blah, 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 blah. But I got something here. I don't think it's here that even though it's a lot to write, I wrote what I can write in the important things that I wanted to write. And I explained this before, where the NFL itself stated that there's no official laws that tells you that you cannot like more than one team. And I want to read something that I wrote down. And the NFL said, this is what the NFL said. You can like more than is it okay? You can like more than one NFL team Need my glasses. As excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need my glasses right now. Hold on. Okay, it says you can like more than one NFL team, and many fans do so for many reasons, like supporting teams from different conference or because of family ties and relocation. While some people may disagree, there are no official rules against it. The decision who you support is a personal one. I'm going to repeat one part that the NFL said. One part I want to there's two things that I want to I want to repeat. Okay, where it says let me see. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Conference, publication. Okay. I wish I could show all of this right here and I could put pictures of it or whatever, but it costs a lot of money to do that. StreamYard rules. If for you to do all those things, I wish maybe I would do a video about this where I can show what the NFL says about this. Maybe I will. Maybe I would do some another an episode where I can explain it more, where I can show pictures and like where it says that what the NFL thinks about this and says about this. But there's a part that I want to explain a little bit more. And where it says um I'm not you see now I lost it again. Uh Basically it's when they said okay right here. There's no official rules against it. No official rules against it. There's no official rules in the NFL that says that you cannot support more than one team or more than five teams. There's no official rules. Which there's another thing that I want to add, and I'm going to see if I can read it right here. It says the NFL never made a rule stating that you cannot support more than one team. Fans have always been free, and I'm going to repeat it again. Fans have always been free to support as many teams they wish, as this is a matter of personal preferences rather than league rules. And I like how they mention of personal preferences or personal support more than one time. But right here, I'm going to read this again. The NFL never made a rule stating that you cannot support more than one team. Fans have always been free to support as many teams they wish, as this is a matter of a personal preferences rather than a league rule. The NFL has explained this, I don't know, as clear as they can explain it. I came on my podcast and I have I have tried to explain it very clear of the situation, because fans like me, they call it a open-minded fan. And I'm going to write it here. They call us as what the NFL call or named us as a open-minded NFL fan. This is what the NFL, right here, this is what the NFL called us or named us as a open-minded NFL fan. A open-minded NFL fan they, how can I say this? They have a different mindset when it comes to the NFL. They have a different mindset, a different mentality when it comes to the NFL. A open-minded fan that likes more than one or five NFL teams is a fan that has experience, a bad experience during an NFL game where mayhem to or her, may her or him, to like more than one NFL teams. And he says this right here, where he says, fans do so for reasons like supporting teams from different conferences or because of family ties. Family ties. And I'm going to tell you a little experience that I had. Um, I used to, like, let me tell you something. I started to watch um the NFL. I came from Puerto Rico, from Guanica, Puerto Rico. Um in May 28, 2021. I mean, sorry, 2001. Lord have mercy. May 28, 2001. And I remember when I came to Rochester, New York. I mean, I already knew about football, NFL. I already knew about that. But when I was in Puerto Rico, I was not I was not a fan of football. I was not a fan of the NFL. I think I was more focused on soccer. I was more focused on baseball and basketball. I was more focused on that. But when I came to Rochester, New York, um, I remember that my friends and my family, they asked me, hey, do you like football? I'm like, yeah, not that much. I said, well, this is what they told me. And this is in Rochester, New York. They said, well, now that you're in Rochesterian, you need to like the Bills. You need to love the Bills. You know, uh, I'm like, okay, no problem. I started to watch the NFL. I think, oh my God, what day it was? I think it was around September 9. I think it was September. I think it was either. I think it was September 9. I might be wrong, but I think it was on September 9, 2001. The season has started. The Bills started to play. They lost. Don't remember, and it's like I thought I remember, but I don't remember who they was facing that time, and that was my first time. My first time watching the NFL, and I remember I was watching it with some of my friends, and I remember they all was wearing the Bills jersey and stuff like that. I was wearing normal clothes. It was my first time watching it. It was my first time watching it. My first time watching football. And I'm watching the Bills. And I guess the Bills lost that game. I remember how upset my friends was. I think they invited some friends of theirs that um was of the opposite team, and I remember that. I mean, it was a great party after whatever happened, which I want to talk about it in that day. Um, I remember they had barbecue. They had man, they had a lot of food. It was a lot of food in there. A lot of beers, and I remember that's when I was already drinking beers. I was already drinking beers, and um, but it was the first time that I got high. Was the first time that I got high because my cousin was there. That's another story. That's another story that I would tell later on. But was the first time that I got high? Um, and it was like a good gathering, like a good gathering between friends, and my cousin my cousin was there, um and everybody was having fun. They were talking trash to each other, and I'm like, did you guys talk trash to each other? Because I didn't know. They was like, yeah, they suck, they're gonna lose, and blah 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 blah, and the other one, no, we don't suck. Trust me, we're gonna beat you. So they was talking trash to each other, but it was a friendly trash talking to each other. But I think because they was drinking too much, there were two of them that was probably drinking a lot, and a friendly trash talk end up into a to something personal where they started to talk about their one of them was talking about somebody else family member, and the mother was brought in the conversation. um he ended up in a very heated he ended up in a very heated argument. And mind me, this two were friends since since kindergarten. And they was best friends. They was like brothers. And one was a Bill fan, the other one was the opposite team. And Bills lost, and he started like, "Yeah, I told you," and got in the face of his friend. I guess his friend didn't like that got on his face, and now I see two best friends arguing, and they just, you know, they write on their faces, and they're arguing, and I think one of them pushed the other one, and everybody got up and was holding them. And I said, "No, man, come on, man, this is just a game, man. Let's have some fun, man." And the friend that he was a Bill fan, he went and punched the other one, and they start fighting. Um, and next thing you know, I was like, "Okay, I need to go." Like, I, that's when I said, "Okay, this is nothing. It has nothing to do with me. I need to go," and I left. I told my cousin, "Let's go. We out of here." And my cousin, I said, "Hold on, let me get my weed. Shit, let me get my weed." I said, "Go ahead, get your weed. Get some beers." And I remember, I had a book bag, and I got some beers. I said, "Shit, we bought some of these beers, man. We bought some of these beers." And I grabbed liquor. I grabbed some liquor. I grabbed some of the beers that we had left. It was our beers that we bought. I know I bought liquor. I bought like 2 bottles of liquor and some, like probably 2 6 packs of I think it was Budweiser, and 2 6 pack of Budweiser and Medalla, I think it was. And they didn't touch it yet. So I said, "I'm grabbing this." I said, I'm grabbing my 2 6 pack. And, I had cigarettes. I grabbed my cigarettes. My cousin is like, "Man, let me grab my weed, man." I said, they're not going, they didn't touch it. Let's go. I remember we went back to his house, and he's like, "Man, let's go to my girl's house." His girlfriend back. I said, "Man, let's go to my girl's house, man," and because we will be able to smoke over there. And I mean, I think the game was like around three something. And it was 5 p.m. I think it was 5 p.m. that time, and I'm glad that we left on time because the cops came. Cops were called, and just because, you know, I don't know. I think everybody got arrested because for some reason, I don't know why, but everybody got arrested in there. And I'm glad that me and my cousin we left, and we didn't hear until the next day that cops came over there, everybody got arrested and stuff like that. And I remember that day, we went to his girlfriend's house. I had a girlfriend that time. She was white and Puerto Rican. Yeah, she was a very beautiful girl, very beautiful girl. Um, it was the cousin of my of how can I say this? It was the cousin of my cousin's girlfriend, and that I met through my cousin's girlfriend. And I remember you know that time there was no cell phones that time. We had those old phones. There was no cell phones. There was like old phones. And I remember I asking, my cousin's girlfriend on that time, and I said, where's my girl? He said, oh, she's in the house. I said, let me call her. So, I'm calling my girl at that time. I said, babe, can you come over here? I need to tell you something. She said, yeah, I'm coming. So she came, and I'm over here telling my girl at that time, you know, of everything that went down. And she knew that it was my first time watching the NFL. She knew that it was my first game. And I remember, um, even though we had plans for that day, but she's like, well, where your cousin? This is your first time watching NFL. Go watch it. I said, are you sure, babe? She's like, yeah, go ahead. Go watch it. I said, and then comment when you get home. I said, okay, baby. All right. And when she sat down with me, you know, she knew that I'm not going to say pissed off. I was like shocked. Because I never thought that that could happen in an NFL game where I sat down and I was shaking. Like shaking, and I was like, and she hugged me and she said, "Babe, are you okay?" I said, and no, I'm not okay. And she's like, "Yo, how was your experience? Watching the NFL for the first time?" And I was like, "What's a bad experience?" She said, "What?" I said, "What's a very bad experience?" And I telling her what happened. She said, "What? Are you serious?" And then she's like, "Man, they need to grow up. Like what? Like, come on, man. It's all about fun. That's the NFL. It's all about. It's all about fun. It's all about entertaining." And she immediately start checking my body. Like, you okay? Like she got so worried. Like she start checking my body if I have any bruises, if I got into a fight, because she already knew how I was back in the day. She already knew how I was. She already knew that, you know, let me tell you something. I was not I was not the same guy that I am right now, because I always used to end up in fightings the whole freaking time when I started. Now a story to tell. Now a story to tell. And she's like, "Did you get into a fight again?" I'm like, "No, babe." And then she's like checking my body. "Did you got any bruises? Are you okay?" And she got so I said, "No, babe, no, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine." I said, all I did is I grabbed Josh, and I grabbed Josh, and when we left, and I said we left. And I remember, he has some, I got my cousin, and he had, we had some weed. We grabbed some weed. We grab a drinks, our drinks, and whatever. We left, and next thing you know, he said, "Hey, I got a girl. Let go to my girlfriend's house, and then we're here." And it was my first bad experience in an NFL where I'm like, maybe I'm not, maybe this is not for me to watch. I'm like, maybe I don't, maybe I don't think I want to go to another, NFL game. And my cousin's like, no, don't let it discourage you, man. This is, sometimes it happens. Don't worry, man. It's okay. And I said, okay, I'm gonna keep watching. My first team that my first team that I watched was the Bills. That was my first team, and I remember I was a die-hard fan of the Bills from September 9, 2021. Why I keep saying 21? Lord have mercy. September 9, 2001 to September something 2010. I remember that I was with my ex-wife, and I know that that time from couple years, the Bills wasn't doing great, and and I know that in 2010 I had a disappointment. I was disappointed by the Bills, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm not gonna watch the Bills anymore. I've been a fan for, I want to say, from 9 years. I've been a fan from 9 years, and this team right here, I don't know what they're doing, and blah 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 blah. And I know I got angry because they lost, and my ex-wife tried to calm me down, and that's when I was talking to a friend of mine, and this is when um we was training in backyard wrestling. We was training. We had a show to do that day in 2010, where I brought my little brother, and there was a lot of people, and we have like probably 25 people in the audience. It was somebody's birthday, that time, and I remember he let us, use his backyard, and because he want us to do a a show on his birthday, and it was Rochester Underground Wrestling by that time. And I called some of my people. I said, yo, let's do the show, blah 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 blah. Even though I never said I got paid, I did. I got paid one time. I got paid one time, even though as a backyard wrestling is not required to, the law doesn't require for a backyard wrestlers to um sell tickets because they don't have the LCC um license. We didn't sell tickets, but his parents were very rich. Um, and his that was his father's idea, was not his, was his idea, because we did a great show. This guy paid us $100 each, and it was only six of us. He paid us $100 each for doing a show. So when we was training, a friend of mine, I was telling him about. I said, man, I don't think I'm gonna, like the Bills no more because of this and this and that. And he was a Cowboys fan. He's still alive. He is a Cowboys fan, which you guys can see, got it right here. And this right here has a story right here that I'm gonna say right now. I'm gonna tell it right now. Um, he was like, even though I'm a Dallas fan, but don't you know that you can like more than one more team? I'm like, what? He said, yeah, which is right here. What I did read, and what he told me is the same thing that he says right here, where he did said that you know you can like more than one team. I said maybe stay as a Bills fan, and how about like another fan? I mean, I like another team. He said, how about my team? How about my Cowboys? And I'm like, yeah, you guys got a great team, and yeah, I kind of like your team. I really do. Good defense, and the offense is good, and yeah, maybe he said, okay, now you're officially a fan of the Cowboys. And my mean, that was a September 21st, 2010. And he's like, hold on, let me go to my house. He used to live two houses from our friend that wanted us to do a show, wanted us to do a show in his birthday. And I remember he got this, I think it was like a black bag. He said, I'm gonna give you something. Okay. He took out a gray hoodie, this one, this one here, and he said, you're officially a fan of the Cowboys. He gave me this hoodie. This hoodie right here, I have it since no December, no, no, excuse me, September 21st, 2010. This is when I'm not going to say maybe because it disappointed. I was so disappointed of the Bills that time. And it just I didn't want to stop watching NFL because I love NFL. I love the NFL. I love watching the NFL. And I don't care what teams are. Like I still watch it. I do sometimes I do sit down and even though if that day is not on my teams that I like, I'm still watching because I love the NFL. I love watching the NFL. And that's what I do. Sometimes, hey, I sit down or I watch it at my job where we come into work and like around and 10 something, and they still showing because they got two TVs, and one of the TVs they show they show the games, the NFL game or whatever, and I sit down and with my coworkers and we watch it. And why? Because I am a open-minded NFL fan. Excuse me. And that's like I said, I have been a fan of the Cowboys, excuse me, of the Cowboys from September, September 21, 2010. He gave me this, which I still have it. I have this for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's 25 years, right? No, no, no. 15. Yeah, 15 years, right? 15 years. Yeah, 15. 15 years. 15 years I had this. And for 15 years, I have been a Cowboys fan. 15 years, I have been a Cowboys fan. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this one right here. This is the Ravens fan. This is the Ravens. Uh, right here. This is the Ravens. Uh, hoodie. There's a story with this one. Um, a friend of mine. A friend of mine. One of my jobs that I had. I think it was 2011. Yeah, I think it was 2011. 2011. And it was my birthday. I remember it was my birthday, August 23rd, 2011. And where I was working, I think I was working at, I was a janitor. I think I was a janitor by that time. And I had a friend, I'm not going to say a coworker of mine, but it was a friend at my job. And we used to like, clean bathrooms and stuff like that, where he worked at. And he knew that I was a open-minded fan, that I love the NFL, and he's like he started talking to me first, and he's like, do you like the Ravens? I'm like, yeah, I love the Ravens, yeah, he said, I got something for you. Okay. He gave me this hoodie for my birthday. I had this hoodie since August 23rd, 2011. And he said, you officially are a Ravens fan. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I'm like, why I'm going to start watching them more. And I have been a Ravens fan since that day. Since that day. This one here is the Lions, this is a fun story on this one. It's a funny story on this one. Uh, I had this shirt for a very long time. Actually, I had the jersey longer than I had this shoe right here. I used to go to the 7 Day Adventist. I used to go to the 7 Day Adventist church. No, no, no. I don't think. Hold on, no, 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 no. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. I want to take that back. I'm gonna take that back. Now I remember now. I used to work at in nursing home. I used to work at a nursing home. Way I'm not going to say it wasn't that. I'm going to say 2022. 2022. I was in Rochester, New York, and I used to work in a nursing home in Rochester, New York. We used to like clean. We used to be janitors, and we just no housekeepers. And there was a rule in that nursing home where there was giving away crows. There was giving away crows, and anybody could come and get how many crows they want. And this when I came across this shirt, it's a Lions jersey. I didn't know that it was a Lions jersey, and I remember that day. This is the first jersey that I saw, and I said, "Man, I like that jersey. I love jerseys. I know I love that jersey." And I said, what? I want to get this jersey. I said, I don't know what it doesn't say what team it is. I said, I'm looking around. I said, wow, okay, I like the color. It's a nice color, and I'm gonna wear it. I have this shirt since 2022, and it's a funny story because I was telling one of my friends in Nestle Arena. I said, man, I have in Nestle Arena. I think that they will let you wear a shirt, but you gotta pay $20, whatever, and they will let you wear your jersey of your team. Every I think it was every Friday, and it's all the way into February. And I was like, I got a jersey, and I said, but I don't know what. Excuse me, I don't know what jersey it is. And I told them how it is. I told them how it looked like. I said, oh, that's the Lions. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's the Lions jersey. I said, well, since I have the jersey, maybe I need to start like in, the Lions then. Maybe it's destiny or something. I don't know. And I had this T-shirt since 2000, since 2022, 23, 24, for 3 years right now. So back to right here that I wrote. There's one thing that I want to make a career that it says right here. This is coming from the NFL. It said that there's no law in the United States that prohibits supporting more than two. And my jersey fall off, right? No, I'm okay. More than two or five NFL teams. I want to say this again. There's no law, and this is coming from the NFL. There's no law in the United States that prohibits supporting more than one or five teams, NFL teams. So, if there's no law that requires in the United States that you cannot like more than one or five teams, the NFL says that there's no, hold on, Lord have mercy. I really need my glasses. From a different, right here. It says, and I'm gonna start reading from here. While some people may disagree, there's no official rules against it, and of the decision of you of your support is a personal one. And then I'm gonna read again right here because I want people to understand. I'm trying to clear this. Maybe I'm gonna speak in more clear if I do. Maybe I should do a video about this where I can show when I can show pictures of what the NFL thinks about it when NFL is says about this situation. Says that the NFL never made a rule stating that you cannot support more than one team. Fans have always been free to support as many teams they wish, as this is a matter of personal preference, rather than a league rules. So if and I want to say to fans like me that for many years has been like has been supporting more than one teams. I got 10 teams. I don't care what people say. I got 10 teams. Don't care what people say. Don't care what people think about it. It's my decision. And right here it says it's a personal matter. Uh, there's no law in the United States that prohibits supporting more than one team. There's no official law in the NFL that official rules that go against it. Since again, there's no rules, stating that you cannot support more than a lot of people say, oh, it's a bandwagon, and that's not how the NFL works. But okay, that's not how the NFL works. So right here, it says, coming from the NFL, that's how the NFL works. There's a lot of people say, oh, that's not how the NFL works. Well, really? But coming from the NFL itself, it completely says that's how the NFL works. Can somebody tell me what is the NFL? Can somebody tell me what is an NFL? What is it? What? Entertainment? Do I hear entertainment? Do I hear entertainment? A lot of people call the NFL the new WWE, right? And what is WWE? Entertainment. Maybe if I explain it this way, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit about wrestling, because I want to make a point. I want to make a point. Okay, hold on. Let's say WWE, right? We're gonna go way back to the WWF. Liking more than one NFL teams is almost like liking more than one WWF wrestler. Let's say, for example, a lot of people that say they like their favorite, they would say their favorite wrestlers. If you would ask a WWE who is their favorite wrestlers, they would say Undertaker, Kane, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, they put up with a name at least 20 favorite wrestlers that they like. Oh, John Cena, Reyes. Oh yeah, The Miz. Oh yeah. I like I like Roman Reigns, and they will put the ones up, and stuff like that. And you ask them, okay, why do you like those wrestlers? Well, okay, I like their characters. I like how they wrestle. I like their moves, the wrestling moves, and I like all that stuff. Okay, does the WWE has any rules against it that you cannot like more than one wrestler? No. And I'm going to use this right here with the WWE. Let's say that the WWE said you can like more than one WWE superstars, as many fans do so for some reason, like supporting, uh let's say, let's make it as supporting different teams, like heel or face, bad guys or good guys, because of, let's say, family ties or relocation. While some people may disagree, there's no official rules against it, and the decision of who can you support or who you support is a personal matter. What is WWE? Sports entertainment. Okay. What is the NFL? Sports entertainment. Right? Okay. So if in the WWE you like more than one wrestler, why can't you do the same thing for the NFL? Why? This will go with the same thing with the NBA, hockey, any sports. They have no rules against it. There's no rules against it. There's no rules. There's no laws that prohibits supporting more than one NFL team. There's no rules. There's no official rules against it. There are no rules stating that you cannot support more than one team. Fans have always been free to support more than one team. So what is the problem? What is the problem? I don't get it. What is the problem? I really don't get it. I don't understand. Oh, hold on. Let me. I think I have. I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on. I have some. Okay, come on, is the thing. Are you a wrestler? Are you a wrestler? Are you a wrestler? This came up in my wrestling podcast. Oh yes, I am a wrestler. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, I am a wrestler. Um, my name is C2K, Courage to Kill. I'm a backyard wrestler. I want to say, give a shout out to H HYU598. Thank you for watching my podcast. This is Celso Podcast. Thanks for watching. Yes, I am a wrestler. I do backyard wrestling. Maybe I could send you a message and I could tell you about me. But yes, even though this is not a wrestling, I do have my C2K talk show. It's all about wrestling. But thanks for watching my podcast. Seriously. So, like I said, if the NFL right here is saying it, the NFL says you can like more than one NFL team, and many fans do so for reasons like supporting teams from different conference or because of family ties or relocation. While some people may disagree, there's no official rules against it, and the decision of you supporting another it's a personal matter. uh there's no law in the United States that prohibits support more than one NFL team. The NFL never made a rules stating that you cannot support more than one team. Fans have always been free to support as many teams they wish, as this is a matter of personal preferences, rather than a league rules. So what is the problem? I don't get it. What is the problem? Don't you know that? And the NFL says it too. Liking more than one team is good for your mental health. We're gonna talk about that. It's good for your mental health. The NFL knows that there are some diehard fans that get disappointed when the team lost. They get angry. There were many times where a lot of fans have burned their jerseys when their favorite team loses. They had broken buried TV, many TVs, and just I don't know, anger management, anger issues. I don't know. I wasn't that type of NFL. I wasn't that type of NFL fan where I broke something or burned a jersey. I never did that in my life. Yeah, I was disappointed in 2010, and I stopped. Being a fan of the. I came back this year. I came back this year to the Bills Mafia. Um, because a lot of people were saying, "Man, they convinced me to come back. You need to come back." And some of the people knew that I was a Bills fan for 9 years, and da da da. And next thing I was like, you know what? Maybe I should come back. Maybe I should come back. Supporting the team. And I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna mention names, but and I'm happy about this. Um, some of the Bill fans that I know, they started to support the Cowboys yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday? No, 2 days ago, right? I think today is the no. Today is yeah. Today is the 29th. Yeah. Okay. 2 days ago, Thanksgiving's Day. Um, I put a when they won, I posted on my Facebook, and like two or three of Bills fans, they was like, we start rooting for the first time. We start rooting Cowboys, and I said, oh, thank you guys. It made me really happy, and I was like, wow. And you see, it's nothing wrong to root or to support more than one team. It's nothing wrong with that. It's good. It's good for your mental health, and at the same time, it makes you keep friendships. It makes you keep a relationship with your family. The NFL does not want for a family to stop talking to each other or for a friendship to break just because a disagreement of a bet, or just because they want respect. It's all about respect. They want, and even though sometimes they do a joke around, and like for example, I saw some fans of the Cowboys saying, "Oh, boo, you suck to the Eagles," but everybody was laughing. Everybody had a great time, and thank God, there was no fighting, there was no nothing. Everybody, had a great time, and it's just that's it's all about. It's all about having a great time. It's all about entertaining. It's all about enjoyment. The NFL wants you to enjoy the game. So this is why the main reason why they never made a rule stating that you cannot support more than one team. Fans are always being free to support as many teams that they wish. Why? Because this is one of the reason why they don't want to families to start talking to each other just because the game, just because it's all about respect. It's all about a respect between both teams. It's a respect between teams, a respect between fans. It's all about respect. It's all about they don't care. They do not care if you like more than one team. It doesn't matter for them. They only care about that as long you support the teams, as long you enjoy the game. That is their goal. Their goal was never to make rules that you cannot like this team and you have to stay a die fan. If you want to be a die fan or die hard fan of your team, so be it. That is your decision. That is your life. But stop telling fans like me what we cannot do or we can do. Stop telling us and harassing us about oh, that's not how the NFL that's not how the NFL works. Stop it. If that's what you like to do, and that's what you love to do, and you a diehard fan of your team, congratulations. Bravo, congratulations. We don't care. That doesn't make us mad. That doesn't bother us. We don't care. We're going to do what we're going to do because it's our business, it's our life. We are free to love more than one NFL team. We are free. It's our personal decision. If it's your personal decision that you want to be a diehard fan of your team, so be it. It's your personal decision. We respect it. So respect our personal decision to like more than one team, more than five teams. You don't see us coming to you and say, "Oh, that's not how the NFL works. That's not how the NFL works." That the NFL says it right here that you can like more than one NFL team, and many fans do so for reasons like supporting and teams from different conference or because of family ties and relocation. We're not showing this to you. We're not showing up. We're not rubbing it in your face. We're not rubbing it in your face. If that's what you love to do, so be it. Congratulations. Be a diehard fan. But let us be. Let us do what we want to do. If we want to like more than five teams, so be it. It's our personal decision. It's our personal decision. We are doing the same thing you are doing, which is enjoying the game. That's what we're doing. We're letting you be to be a diehard fan. We're not coming to you and say, "Oh, that's not how the NFL works." Oh, you a bandwagon, blah, 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 blah. We're not saying that. We're not saying that. We're not coming to you because we use it to defend ourselves because we are tired. We are tired of this crap. We are tired of some fans coming to us and say, "Oh, that's not how it works." And you cannot. Don't tell me what I can do, I cannot do. I'm a grown ass man. I'm 42 years old, and I can make my own decisions. I can live my own life, and that's it. It's my life, and if I want to like more than five more teams, I don't care. You call me a bandwagon, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Call me a bandwagon. I prefer to be a bandwagon and be happy with myself and not being disappointed and angry because my one team had lost, didn't make it to the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna be angry into or I'm gonna go and throw my t-shirt and burn my t-shirt or punch my TV. Then I have to buy an TV because I punched my TV because I was so angry because my team didn't make it. I prefer to be a bandwagon. I prefer to like more than 6, 7 teams where, hey, still gonna be happy. Like I was watching, I love the Eagles, and I said, you know what? Okay, the Eagles lost, but hey, Dallas won. I was happy. Oh, I mean, my Ravens lost, but hey, my Dallas won, Green Bay won, and I was happy because it's all about your mental health. It's good for your mental health, and it's a smart thing to do. Either the NFL say either if it's a smart thing or it's not a smart thing. All they care about that you are happy. They all care about that you had a great time during a game day. That's it's all it's about. That is all it's about. But now, if you want to go ahead and be a diehard and be mad because your team has lost, and you want to go through all that depression, all that pain, that is up to you. That is up to you, but not me. No, sir, not me. I'm not gonna be all depressed and all angry because my one team lost when I can be happy that at least one of my teams make it to the Super Bowl. Okay, I'm so happy. It's all about your mental health. It's all about your happiness. Let us be happy. You grumpy because your team won, didn't lost, then be grumpy then. Let me be happy. Let me be happy. All right, guys, this was the episode of Celso Podcast. I might do another episode where I might probably going to show. We might going to talk about this more. But into another episode of Celso Podcast. Have a great morning. Love you all, and God bless you. And thanks for watching Celso Talks Podcast with your host, Celso Santiago Jr., transmitting live from Dunkirk, New York. God bless.
Celso Talks Podcast. Celso Talks Podcast. Celso Talks Podcast.